Hello, everybody. This is vlog number 29. Trying a different camera this time. Trying my web camera. It's HD 720. Want to see how well it did. Speeds up the process a little bit since it's already on my computer, or recording straight to the computer, that is. Also testing out a new mic configuration, if you can kind of see it going on here. Been using this desktop stand for the main condenser mic here, which is great because it gets it right up in my face, but it's also in my way of the keyboard, and it makes it hard to do tutorials and things when I can't reach the keyboard. So talking and typing is a little bit out of the question. So we have this nice little gooseneck boom that you can see draping over here. Boom stand, that is. And then I actually have a boom microphone, a directional microphone that is pointed right at my mouth and used to pick up a little bit different part of my voice. The condenser's getting a lot of the bass, and the boom is getting a lot of the clarity, or at least that's how I have it configured on Mr. Mixer over there. But I'm also trying to set it up to be so that I can be at a little bit of a distance and still get the same quality, if not better, so that I don't always have to be up on the microphone like this talking and feeling very uncomfortable. Although that does produce probably the best result, I think, but my audio knowledge is limited, so I work with what I have, and I at least have some pretty damn cool microphones. So that's that. What else? We started the well, I say we, but I kind of did it on my own, hoping everybody else is in agreement. But after reading the most recent troll post on the YouTube page, I decided to create what I'm calling the Wall of Trolls. So, you know, the best of the worst will be posted there, along with their username and a link to their channel, so that you can, or whoever feels the need to, thank them for, you know, promoting the site and free education in general. You know, give them a proper thank you. So do with that as you will, or as you must, however it's put. Although I hope that doesn't actually turn into an incentive to put shitty posts on our channel just to get attention. So hopefully that doesn't backfire on me, but we'll make it fun while it lasts. But really, seriously though, the trolling doesn't always get on my nerves. It gets on my nerves, but you know, I've been on the internet doing things for a long time, and so I'm used to it. But when it's damaging, when it's not obviously wrong, when somebody makes a direct statement that could influence people's view on the video before they even hit play, I don't like that. I'm all for criticism. I would never remove constructive criticism, whether negative or positive. But when you flat out lie because you didn't actually watch the video or watch it all the way through, I don't like that at all. You know, my teaching style may not be for everybody. That's been made clear by some posts. But it obviously is for some people. So for those people that are looking for my type of teaching to get them to understand this kind of stuff, it's really pathetic and just sad that people are willing to, you know, do things like that could potentially make somebody not find what they were looking for, which is our goal here. I've said many times that, I have to watch YouTube videos as well, and other, videos in general, tutorials to keep up on knowledge or the changing trends and all that, plus learning new stuff. And it's really hard to find somebody that you can learn from. And everybody has their own method of teaching. And I don't think that I'm any different or special in any way. But to the people that do learn from the way I teach, I am special. I get the information across to them in the way they understand, and that's invaluable to them. It's invaluable to me too, not ego wise, but because it tells me I'm doing it right for those people. And it's enough people that I've been able to slowly build this into a career. And people like that guy, I forgot his name already, I think his name was Mike, who posted about my video title being fraud or just a flat out lie, whatever he said. It was obvious he didn't watch the video, because it's exactly the opposite of what he was claiming I was doing. I did not want to show people how to cheat and copy and paste and take people's work. I wanted to show you how to use the tools available to create things that looked like that, So if he would have watched just a little bit more, he would have known that too. Anyway, I think I've rose enough stink about that, and a lot of times you guys come in and fight those battles for me, and that's well appreciated as well. I love it when I see you guys attack trolls. But for fun, we're gonna take the good ones and post them for a while, at least. If anything, maybe it'll get them to shut up for the next person. I don't know. I did get one comment today about, actually, I'm gonna pull it up so I can get it right. The troll comment, I didn't really care if I paraphrased or whatever, but this guy, I can tell, is an actual viewer with things to actually say that mean something. So let me find that. While I'm trying to find that, I'll note that I do not like what YouTube has done to their interface. I can't find my comments or anything. I mean, I can find them, but it used to be that when I logged in, boom, it tells me I've got 18 comments, or if I haven't checked in a while, 100 or something, I need to know that, and I need quick access to that so that I get on it. If I don't see it, it doesn't remind me, it doesn't push me to go check them and try to respond to as many as I can. And I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. Some of what they did I like, but I don't know. Too many changes too soon. Facebook does that a lot, and it's bad form. But really, who tells Google no? I don't know. Anyway, the comment was, it was on our the 17th video of the dynamic website series, which, if I remember correct, I've got either 24 or 26 altogether, so I'm almost done, and that's apparent to the people that have watched them all and then been stuck waiting and waiting and waiting. He is responding to another comment that says, "Hey Alan, amazing lesson so far. When will part 18 be released?" And then RJ here says, "Sadly, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. He is an awesome mentor, but basted, I'm not sure what the proper pronunciation is. I know what it means, I just don't know. I think it's basted. In other tutorials, follow through is very lacking." And sadly, he's right. I am definitely busy with doing other tutorials and other ventures, as well as, we're setting up the courses on Udemy. We're working on a new release of the website that makes more sense to what we're doing now. The whole direction of the digital craft has changed since its start. The focus on YouTube videos is not the primary focus. But I'll clarify, that does not mean it's not any less important. It's just that's all I had to begin with, so that was all there was to promote. So the YouTube videos aren't necessarily going anywhere, and they're not going away on the website, but YouTube is where people are finding the YouTube videos, not my website. And so YouTube is doing its job, and I don't need to plaster the videos all over the website. It's not doing any good. That, and potentially doing harm, because we're not putting the focus on the things that are going to help us bring in more revenue, like the private sessions and the new courses and things like that. So we're working on that, because ultimately everything we're working on is revenue based, and the goal is to get it so that I can go back to doing not only the free YouTube videos, but just free in general, or just other projects that keep things interesting, and yeah. But we're almost done. We've done a lot of work. Jack and Justin have been an amazing help, and if we were making enough money, they'd be getting raises every week. But again, they're not getting paid outside of what they already make, or what they make on their videos, their courses that they teach on Udemy. So all their work is definitely for the can't think of the right word, for their love for the project, and vision, and belief that we're onto something here. So I kind of have to, I have two things I have to look at, and two audiences that I have to appease. I have to appease the viewers, and I also need to appease folks like Jack and Justin, who are putting a lot into this, for me, for you, and not seeing an immediate return, and going off of faith that what we're doing will show a return. part of my job is to make sure the integrity of what we're doing stays intact while we figure out how we make money. And it just takes time. It's a tough process, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of bringing ideas to the table and moving them forward or putting them back, and but we're there, and I can't I haven't been able to break off and get to video 18 and further, because I also owe it to them to get my part of this done and stay focused, so that the ultimately, them aside, bills need paid. Otherwise I have to go work somewhere else, and then that doesn't do anybody any good either. So need to keep this roof over my head and my family's head and those awful dogs' head, as well as keep the business going, which is still running at a very, very efficient rate. It adds up as the months go on, but for what we're doing, it's pretty good, and we aim to keep it that way, keep things simple, and not overdo the monthly expenses to keep things running. And that also allows us to keep our equipment up to date. When my late great audio interface bit the dust last month or the month before, it was the donations and private sessions that gave me the funds to be able to replace that. Made me broke afterwards, but we were able to replace it and continue doing the videos, or working on courses and material and things uninhibited. Because something we did, I say we, but I have to take responsibility for this one. Something that I did in the beginning, before I had any idea what I was going to do with this, and any intention of it becoming anything more than just something I did in my spare time to give back. I didn't care as much about whether I had to change out mics, or if I recorded something and the audio ended up being bad. It was about getting something out. Part of it was impatience, and really just the fact that I didn't have time to re-record, because back then I wasn't benefiting monetary or in a monetary sense at all, or planning on it. So it wasn't. I was just trying to get things out quick. But that is now not an option. It's not how I like to work anyway. I want every video to have the same kind of quality. I can't go back and change what's already been done. I hate the fact that some of those series, every once in a while, there's a video that just, the audio is only coming out of one side of your headphone or speakers, or the audio is really low or really high, or there's a lot of background noise, etc. A lot of that had to do with not being consistent with what the equipment I had. Some of these things, like some of these mics and stuff, these aren't mine. They're borrowed from being, band members and things like that aren't using them at the moment. So, that's also where the funding goes towards, is, one day I'm going to have to give these back, and I won't have them. I'm sure I could get them back again, but then that could put another break in video production and things like that. So anyway, that's the reason behind the effort and time that we're putting into getting funding going. And a lot of what we're doing is it's the type of stuff where we put it in place and then it makes money. the maintenance on it is very low, if nothing. Similar to these videos on YouTube, ever since I started monetizing them, they make money just sitting here. The effort I have to put into it is trying to keep attention to the comments and reply when I can, and things like that. But I just have to keep adding content, and then it makes money. So that's those are the kind of things we're trying to do that way. Not because we want to sit on our ass and make money. Who doesn't? But we also are the type of people that don't like sitting on our ass and doing nothing. So it just frees us up to do other stuff. And other stuff to us, or fun to us anyways, is doing more of this stuff. So it's not about the money. It's about just being able to continue to do what we're doing. But I think I've definitely over-explained that enough at this point. Trying to think of what else. The radio show we still don't have a set day and time for it, and we appreciate just that we get as many live listeners as we do when we just say, like, with a 20-minute notice, and sometimes in the middle of the night, that we're going to do a radio show. So that's cool, and I look forward to see what happens when we actually have a real date and time set up. But we're also talking about how we're going to format that. We're discussing the idea of the topics in general and how to approach those, and either we might change the main topic a little bit, or at least the delivery of it, and turn it into more of a necessary lecture, but more like a speech, more like a more like something you might hear on TED, if you're familiar with TED.com or the TED Talks, or something you might hear on RSA Animate. I would like to talk about topics related to what we're doing, but intelligent topics. Don't know how to word it any other way. Not to say that things that we talk about aren't intelligent, but really get to the root of some things, and potentially some controversy. That always helps to stir things up. But I find that there's a lot of times that the three of us are chatting together, over the phone or in a meeting, and we get on a roll about something, and we get into passionate discussions about how we feel about certain things, and I realize that those are perfect for the radio show, and that's the kind of material that people would like to hear. I mean, not saying that what we're doing isn't cool, and it does need some brushing up also. But we'd like to make content that kind of makes a mark. So I don't know. I don't really know how to explain that right, and how we're going to approach it, and if we are, I might actually just do some lectures/speeches in another independent program under the Digital Craft umbrella, but not really under the show itself. Maybe take that extra hour and a half I have available every day on our account with Spreaker, and just record a speech or something. I don't know. Maybe not even live. That way it can be delivered better. I don't know. But that's that on that. I do have amazing news. Well, probably only to me. And I think I brought this up. Well, we brought it up on the last radio show, just the product itself. We just kind of did a quick little review on it, but I'm very excited to have found my pen, my A pen, which it's a ballpoint pen, and everything I write on piece of paper, whatever has the little receiver clipped to it, will then be not only saved on the machine and or on the computer, but it will also write on the screen in real time, and we can use that now in lectures and private sessions to properly illustrate things that I would normally use like a whiteboard if teaching in person, which really drives me nuts that I don't have that. I've been using the Wacom tablet, or Wacom, however you want to say it. Wacom's funner, but I've been using that as a kind of to be kind of a pseudo whiteboard, and it still doesn't have the feel and that I need. The fact that I'm drawing, writing down here, but looking at the screen to see what I'm doing still doesn't. The handwriting's sloppy and all that. So to actually write with my own handwriting and uninhibited and with a ballpoint pen, which I write with anyways and even draw with, that should make for interesting things. And plus, I can easily export everything as a vector PDF and give it out to the people I'm teaching and or the courses, or as course material. With that said, after replying to Mr. RJ here about the follow-through thing, and that I understand how bad it is, and that I would hate to be in the position that people are who are watching hours of my videos and then all of a sudden they find out there isn't another one to wrap it up. That bothers me almost on a daily basis, and I don't want people getting the impression that our follow-through is lacking. That's not how it was before. I was doing these videos nonstop. I was releasing 5 at a time sometimes, and it was at the point where people weren't keeping up with me, and that's way better than me not keeping up with everybody else. But then my job got too busy. I was working 70 hours a week or more, and stressed on top of that because of the nature of what was going on with my job. And when I decided to leave in order to take this on full time, I quickly realized that, I knew I was going to be broke, but I quickly realized that the only way to keep this going and not have to go back to working in the field was to monetize and figure out ways to monetize without harming the free material or losing it in any way. And I have done some damage there, so I think it's time that I put the monetizing aside for a minute and cure this problem, because we need to move on to the Atom project. When I announced that was very, very long ago now, and I'm sure I've lost interest from some people, but I'm really excited about it, and I've been waiting very patiently to get all this other stuff done too, in order to address that appropriately and also explain it appropriately so that people know the scope of what we're doing and why it's important. It's not even just about the product that we're going to make itself. There's a lot of CMS products out there. That's not saying that ours won't be neat or unique in its own way, but that's not, the whole building a CMS is not the you know, the whole picture. Sorry, and I'm not going to edit this video, so my little pauses for thinking I'm sorry, but it's going to be open source, so it's an open source product, which is good and exciting, but again, still not as exciting, or I mean, not so unique that it's a big deal. But combined with that, which I haven't totally really told anybody outside of Jack and Justin and a couple other people my full intention and plan, but once this series is done and we start the Atom Project, it needs to go quick. There can't be any pauses. We have to go through it, and it's going to require some help and donations along the way in order to keep it, so we can keep doing that, because I'm going to have to take focus away from the money making things, and that's worth it to me. Worth it in the sense that what we're doing is going to be pretty cool, and I think get a lot of attention, not just for us, but for those who are involved, because unlike these other videos, I'm not just going to take something that I've either already done before and redo it and show you how, or something that I'm making as I go, but really, I've made up my mind before I start the video, so it's all predetermined for the most part. Whether planned or not, it's still kind of predetermined, and it's just mine, This project is not only open source and all that, it's going to be done live. That's not the right way to word it. Those who are involved, which is pretty much up to everybody who watches and wants to be involved, will be involved in the planning of it. The videos are not just going to be me talking about how to make it. It's going to be a combination of the regular style of the videos and actual live sessions where we work together like a team, as we would in a firm, and or just team in general, development team. So not only is it going to be cool that we're going to release, we're going to release a set of videos that show you how to make a CMS, and a CMS that's actually going to be a real CMS that you can use, not just a model of one that you can take and build a real one of your own from it. This will be the real deal, something we can use and be proud of. But you're going to be an active part in it, and I'm going to show how it works as far as the development, not just the CMS itself. So you'll learn how we properly collaborate on things. We work on wireframing and things like that. Some of this stuff will be out of the scope of the developer, and hopefully we get some designers in here, so we can show their part in everything. But basically it's going to be like, and I say this only because it was the first thing that came to my head, not because it's the scope of it, but it'll be like documenting the creation of WordPress or Facebook or something else that's already out there, but documenting it in a way that we show everything about it. We show how it's built, how we came to the conclusions we did, how we worked out issues and conflicts as far as ideas, and how we take the ideas that we write down on paper and talk about in sessions, and how we turn those into code, which then turns into product and all that. And again, I'm still trying to figure out how to properly explain this so that I can get the full scope out to people, because I'm going to do another campaign on Indiegogo or something to help promote this, so that we can get a little funding, so I can go straight from finishing these videos to hitting that thing and hitting it hard, because we have to keep everybody's attention, aside from the fact that I don't want to go back to having to pause or put things on pause. But we want everybody's attention. Everybody who participates, whether you're just involved in a session, a live session, that of course, remember, these live sessions will also be videos. They may be edited a little bit for content, things like that, but whoever is in on it and contributes will then be credited, and everybody will be credited accordingly. But you will be credited even if it's just a list of people that were involved in the kind of brainstorming sessions, all the way up to people that actually put in real true effort into developing the idea, things like that. I want to give everybody credit where credit is due and make this your project that I just helped with, if that makes sense. But anyway, I've definitely dragged this on, but I'm gonna do the videos for the dynamic series. Just try to think about what I said about Adam, and I mean, for those who are involved or those interested, and think of anybody that you might know that could help either contribute or that can promote to people that might want to contribute to what we're doing. We really could use the extra funding in order to do this right and do it fast and make it something that people can follow. I mean, we could almost turn this into a TV series of sorts. I mean, something people might actually want to watch, almost like a real world nerd. I mean, who knows? But that's awful. Anyway, that's that. I can't think of anything else at the moment, and I've already talked for way too long, I'm sure. So, yeah, we're gonna see this stuff soon. I mean, of course, I say that, and then the holidays are coming up, and I'm leaving on Friday for a few days to go get my daughter from Florida. So soon means soon, and then pause, and then soon. But after that, after the holidays, and I even work during the holidays. To me, the holidays aren't 2 weeks of break; they're a holiday work. So it's not that big of a break. But anyway, don't forget about private lessons. Book them. Get a hold of me if you need a special time or have any questions. Just find us on Facebook, send us a message. Jack, Justin, and I are all on there at any given time of the day, responding accordingly and all that. So thank you, everybody, and look for exciting new things real soon. Thank you.